we're back here at Trade Your Time and Ideas like a billionaire to make insurmountable amounts. We're going to get right into it because I know everybody's super busy. You can watch these videos at 2 times the speed if you want. And this is for anyone really wanting insurmountable amounts here, okay? So this is, if you don't know what an insurmountable amount is, it's an amount that you cannot go through in your lifetime, an amount you can't spend. Okay, so that's what I mean by insurmountable amount. And it's also for people looking for peace of mind during market hours, as well as someone looking for the confidence in their ability to consistently make the right market decisions. Okay. It's not for the penny pinchers, people with bad attitudes, closed-minded people, or know-it-alls. Okay. So here's the outline to this mini webinar here. And we're going to start with time management and then go into money management, as well as the lessons from billionaires. And then I'll tell you how to master trading to get insurmountable amounts, as well as drop that free bonus for you. And there is a special bonus at the end that is the options bonus. So let's get right into time management here. So the number one idea in time management is guard your time as if you are the Secret Service and your time is the president. Okay. So maybe you got a few guys working round the clock to just guard your time, right? Next is to manage your time like a pro. And for this, I recommend that you become a student of time management and study the greats here, like Lee Cockerell. This guy's a master. Reached out to him on a Sunday night and he got back to me right away. I cold emailed him and he got back to me right away. Sent me this amazing source. This guy, Clay Clark, who has founded Thrive 15, which tied me into a whole bunch of other entrepreneurs and authors, and especially this guy who gave me a great idea. And I have to credit it to Chet Holmes, who heard it from Charlie Munger, and Charlie Munger's co-chaired at Berkshire. He unfortunately passed away last year. I think he was 99, but he had a couple billion in the bank. So definitely an idea worth noting here is a system to plan your day. That's what Charlie Munger taught. And we deep dive into this in week one, but I'm gonna cover the high level ideas right now. And the first idea to this is to just come up with a list of 6 to 10 items that you need to do today or would like to do. And then the next thing is you want to assign durations to those activities. And finally, you want to fit those activities into a free time slot during your day. And that's most of it. There's more to it, and but this is the high level. Okay. So to recap time management, you want to protect your time, you want to manage it like a pro, and then you want to plan your day. Next is money management. So you want to accumulate assets and avoid liabilities. So there's a great movie out there called The Founder, where Michael Keaton plays Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's. And he was this painted as this struggling salesman throughout most of the movie until he meets this guy. I think his name was Harry something. But anyway, he ended up completely changing Ray's business model. And instead of operating all these McDonald's and setting people up with franchises, what he did was buy up the land and then lease the land to these franchisees, completely changed the model. And that's how he basically stole the McDonald's brand from the original founders. Super cool movie. Um, Definitely recommended. But yeah, idea number two is to just cut your losses early and often here. And you also want to hedge large positions from a catastrophic loss. So cut losses early and often, hedge large positions from catastrophic loss. Idea number three is to act strategically, quickly, and frequently. And for this, I like to use a process that's think, plan, act, refine, and repeat. Okay, so think, plan, act, refine, repeat. Think, plan, act, refine, repeat over and over again. Money management recap, assets, not liabilities, right? Cut your losses early and then act with consistency. That's it for money management. Let's get into lessons from billionaires here. So Bezos teaches this always day one. High velocity decisions, embrace your failures. Day two is stasis, followed by irrelevance, followed by excruciating painful decline, followed by death. Okay, that's why it's always day one here. And a great philosopher, Dale Carnegie, also had this in his less famous book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. Every day is a new life to a wise person. Okay, so that's lesson number one. Every day is day one. And lesson number two is learn how to capitalize on your failures. Treat every failure as the seed of an equivalent benefit here. And Musk is a big advocate for this. The bigger the failure, the bigger the benefit, right? So that's why he didn't waste any time when he uh, blew up his $100 million Falcon 1 rocket, right? He got to searching through the pieces right away. Every failure is the seed of an equivalent benefit. Okay, straight out of Think and Grow Rich there. Lesson number three is prioritize leverage over hard work, but still work hard. And Bill Gates is a great example of this because he worked so hard throughout his life and he also was able to leverage his knowledge. He saw that the internet was exploding at an insane rate, and he was able to leverage that and capitalize on that. So go the extra mile, right? Recaps the lessons from billionaires. It's always day one. Treat failures as benefits. Prioritize leverage over hard work, right? So that's it for lessons from billionaires. Now let's talk about mastering trading to get insurmountable amounts. Okay. And this is big. This is a big idea here. And there's not a lot of people doing this and having like a program that focuses on getting these insurmountable amounts for you. Okay, so we put this thing together. It's a 6-week online course. It's completely automated. There is an online community too, but basically the steps are as follows. And we follow this flywheel process of planning, mindset, education, systems, execution, lessons learned. Okay. So we go through that over and over again. And so it's the Trade Profit Accelerator program. And if you're interested in it, you can go ahead and book your call on FridayTraders.com. And my assistant is going to make sure that you're qualified for entering the course. And then as long as you're, with it 18 years or older, can open up a brokerage account and want to get insurmountable amounts, then this course might be for you. Okay. So that's one of the best ways trading competitors, okay, that are also trying to do this. Their courses are in the tens of thousands. Okay, that's nothing like this online course. Okay, so just schedule a call and then see if you're a good fit for it. Okay, now let's get into the bonus, what everybody's been waiting for, right? So this is a free crash course in options trading here. Before I get into talking financials, I do want to say all these videos are intended for education purposes only. Okay, please trade at your own risk. Basically, in the options world, these options contracts have four key details that you need to know. There, it needs to have a type, so it's either a call or a put. A call is the rights to buy 100 shares of the underlying security. A put is the right to sell 100 shares of the underlying security. Okay, it's a huge difference, a call or a put. Call is the rights to buy, put is the rights to sell. And then the next thing is the strike price. And that's in the contract is the strike price. That's the rights to buy or sell those shares at that particular price. So obviously that price is a big factor on the pricing of that option, right? Because if it's in the money, it's going to be way more than if it's out of the money. So yeah, if you have a stock at $100, the option to buy it at 100 might be $3, if it expires next month. But if it was to buy it at 150 a share, the option is pretty much worthless, right? If it expires next month. So that would mean it would need to go up 50% the next month, right? So that's how the strike price works. And then the other key detail is the expiration date, and that's obviously a huge factor. If it expires in 2 months, it's going to be worth a lot more than if it expires in just 1 month. Okay, so there's a huge time factor. And the last thing about the option is the premium, what you pay for the option. Okay. So in the example where the stock was $100 and the strike price is $100 and it expires next month, the premium might be $3. Okay. And the way options premiums works is it's going to say $3, but it's always times 100 because an option is always 100 block of shares. So that's important to understand as well. Okay. So that's basically what you need to know about options. Now we can talk about covered calls. Covered calls are not the best use of capital here. Okay. And protected puts are can be good. They can be good, okay, but you want to make smart protective put buys, right? So what a protective put allows you to do is capitalize when something goes down. And why these can be good is if you're overexposed to a certain market, you can go ahead and offset your risk with these protective puts. So that's the key lesson there. And so an example of this is, let's say you're in the oil business, right? And if oil gets cut in half, then you're at a great risk of going bankrupt, right? But you could buy a protective put. Maybe it costs you 3% of your revenue, right? But if oil gets cut in half, then all of a sudden you're not going bankrupt. You're only down like 10% or something, right? So you're saving that 40% with a protective put. Of course, it doesn't always make sense to do that, right? And you got to kind of know everyone's in their own unique situation, right? Synthetic spreads is the best capital utilization that I've seen, and that's basically the intro to capital utilization is these synthetic spreads. So when I first started out options trading, a good lesson I learned early on was I was buying these out of the money calls, expecting these huge moves that, most of the moves never came. So I ended up just losing 100% of the capital that I invested in buying these out of the money long calls. And I focused on those because they were cheaper. They were basically the only ones I could afford. And I did some math. If the stock was up 30%, I'd double or triple my money. So that's why I was in the long calls. Come to find out that most options expire worthless, right? 70% options expire worthless or something. So knowing that, I started to do some more research. And what I ended up finding was these synthetic spreads where you can buy an in the money or at the money call or put, and then you can sell an out of the money call or put. And basically, you're collecting the premium on that option that's likely to expire worthless, right? So you're capitalizing on the the premium of that option. And then also you have that upside because you have that in the money or at the money call that if that stock goes your way, then you're going to make money on that option. And the reason why this is a great utilization of capital is because there's some brokerages out there, like interactive brokers, that allows you to offset that risk. And that's it for this webinar on trading your time and ideas like a billionaire to make insurmountable amounts. Definitely book the call on FridayTraders.com.